No problem.
So, welcome and thank you for taking the time to do this. Could you introduce yourself to?
Yes, my name is Vito Pecoraro. I am an openly gay man. I've been in the gay community pretty much my whole life. I came out as a teenager with the helps of my older brother, who's also gay. He pretty much, led me out of the closet and, and showed me the way. And I've been currently in a relationship for over 20 years. So with the same partner, um, and we live together. Um, and we have lived in Bergen County. We actually live in Bergen, on the border of Bergen in Passaic County in Hawthorne.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so
Right. So, I want to ask you, and this is what I'm asking people: is as a gay man, who's I've known since we're kids, young kids. uh, how do you feel like having grown up with an LGBT center and now still, in 2021 in one of the richest counties in the United States, and we still don't have a designated safe space that will give us the resources that we need? How do you feel about that?
I think it's a shame. As you said, we are in a pretty predominant area, and we don't have any resources for our LGBTQ community. We never have. I mean, if you didn't go to a bar, or hang out outside of a bar, as a young gay adult, gay person, you really didn't have anywhere to go. Uh, you know, that's really it's pretty sad that we never had anywhere to go, and you did have to travel outside into the city to find a place where you could go, and if you needed resources. I remember back in the day when AIDS became a big thing, and we needed somewhere to find testing, and there was nowhere to go except New York City, and you had to wait on a waiting list, and be called weeks later for your, to go get your test, and then weeks later to get your results. And, those were pretty trying times. And I think it would be wonderful for our young adults and our community to have somewhere to go when they're in need.
Yeah. And I just want to highlight, because everyone says young adults, but and we're not quite there yet. But what about as you get older? You and I are both lucky; we're in relationships. But as you get older, your world gets smaller, your friends get smaller, and if you don't have
Sure.
a relationship, it could be a really isolating thing to be an LGBT person in Bergen County. It's also for people of our age and older to have a place to go, you know.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I do know that there are some churches. I know there's one in Clifton that has like a, I guess you could call it like an LGBTQ community that you can join. But other than that, I really don't know of anywhere to go,
Yeah.
and I never have. Like I said, there's never really been a place for us.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to raise awareness and, just say, we need spaces like this. We live in Bergen County, we count, you know what I mean?
Sure,
We pay taxes, we work, we own property, we rent, we exist, and we should have some basic services, in Bergen County. So I'm hoping to raise
without a
awareness.
doubt. Without a doubt, I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%.
Mm. Do you have any other things you want to? This is your platform. So do you have anything else you feel like you want to share, or?
Not really at the moment.
Awesome.
Will there
Okay.
be time to add to this if I do?
Yeah, we can do this over again, and we can, you mentioned you have a brother and you're in a relationship. If they feel like they want to say their part, I'm happy to have them as well. Um,
Sounds good.
it's as many people, I want to give voice to as many people, because it seems that people on the top, they're like, we don't see a problem, and that's sort of like the gay experience is we don't see your issues as relevant. You know what I mean? You lived through the
Sure.
AIDS epidemic. You lived through the
Hmm.
raping years when they were like,
Yeah.
you know, so we do count, and we should have just as much as everyone else.
Hmm. Definitely. And I think my brother actually might be a good person for you to talk to as well. I mean, he's 51 years old now. He's been in the gay community his whole life too. Uh, he lived through the whole, AIDS epidemic. He's actually HIV positive and struggling with that. He just had a stroke recently.
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
so some resources, for people like him as well would be great.
Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna end in a few minutes. I just want to make sure. Do you feel comfortable with everything that you said and you
Oh,
spoken?
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
And the purpose of this is to make it public, right?
Yes.
And at any time, if you feel like, hey, you need to take that down, you don't have to explain. Just tell me, and I'll take it down, and just give me adequate time to do so, right?
No problem.
And I
I'm,
will,
uh,
right before I
I'm
publish it, I'll send you information so you can see as the way we intend it to be presented, so you can decide then also.
no problem.
Okay.
Sounds good
Right.
to me.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you, Anthony.
thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Any